Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about upper and lower flow regime plain bed deposits and also planar stratifications. Upper and lower flow regime is a way to tell us the conditions, past behavior and past depositional environment of a reservoir. Bed forms are a function of mean flow velocity and mean sediment diameter. This graph shows us that under which conditions which geological structures are formed. The yellow zone shows the upper plain bed and lower plain bed, while the repose and dunes are in the transition zone. By looking at this graph, the upper flow regime will be formed when the mean flow velocity is high and the mean sediment diameter is low. When velocity is high, erosion will overwhelm deposition and sediment is again transported as plain beds. Both upper and lower plain beds are formed from transport depositional conditions through the bed flow transportation process. Environment for upper plain bed includes beaches with perfect conditions for wave energy, fluvial river deposits, deep sea turbidity current, and stream channels. Furthermore, upper plain bed flow occurs in fine and very fine sand when the flow velocity is increased above that needed for ripple formations or dunes formations. Upper plain bed flow occurs in the upper flow regime when the Froude number is equals to 1. So basically, upper plain bed form is intense sediment transport over a flat bed. Now I'm going to talk about lower plain bed. Lower flow bed forms are created when the flow velocity is low and when the grain size is large, as these conditions will both create a low energy sediment transportation system. The main groups of lower flow are lower plain bed, repose, and dunes. Lower plain beds are the flat configurations that forms on the bed of rivers produced in similar low velocity conditions as repose. Lower plain beds are formed instead of ripples when the sediment is a coarse grained sand or gravel compared to the finer sand in repose at a velocity around 30 to 50 centimeters per second. Dunes are formed for flow velocity 40 to 100 centimeters per second and fine to coarse grained sands. Dunes have a wavelength anywhere from 60 centimeters up to 100 of meters. Dunes are formed as repose flattens and form irregularities. In an environment with the same flow velocity as the lower plain bed, but with fine to very fine grained sediments, ripples will form. Ripples indicate agitation by water or wind depending on the depositional environment. Ripples have a wavelength less than 60 centimeters. Next, I'm going to talk about planar stratification. So what is planar stratification? The term planar stratification is similar as planar lamination, where lamination occurs in sedimentary rocks and its thickness ranges from a centimeter or less. Lamination usually forms when fine-grained sediments have deposited in an area without any interruption from the environment. The geological features of bed forms are dependent on the mean flow velocity and mean sediment diameter, like what I've explained earlier. Upper plain bed is formed when velocity is high and sediment diameter is low, while lower plain bed is formed when velocity is low and sediment diameter is high. This is an example of upper plain bed stratification. The 3D nature of this cut demonstrates the horizontal and planar nature of this structure. I hope you learned something through this video. Thanks for listening.